again to Morning Devotions. Thank you again so much for our time together. You often hear me say that the most important thing that we can do is pray for one another. But too often, you and I think that when we pray for somebody, there's a duration on the effectivity of that prayer. Maybe not consciously, but unconsciously, we think that these prayers are just only good for a certain amount of time, that there's almost like an expiry date on prayer. But I'd like you to notice that prayer is eternal. In John chapter 17 today in our text, Jesus says, "I do not ask for these only, but also for those who will believe in me through their word." That's 2,000 years later. That's me and you. Jesus was praying this prayer in John 17. If you ever want to know how Jesus prays for you, read John 17. This is a prayer that Jesus prayed for me and for you. And there's no expiry date on the prayer. Now, let me just lay this out for you. I am sure that many things that are happening in my life today are answers to prayer that my grandfather and grandmother prayed decades ago. Decades ago. Lolos and Lolas, some of the most important things you can do right now. Maybe you don't have the strength you had when you were younger, but one of the most important things you can do right now is be praying for your children and for your grandchildren and for your great-grandchildren. Because even after you and I go to heaven, those prayers are not expired. Those prayers have been prayed and they have come up before the altar of God. Those prayers are not going to expire. Those prayers are going to be answered.